If you've watched this series on TFL Truck, where they drive the electric Ford pickup up into Alaska, drop a comment. Let me know if it's changed your mind about buying an electric vehicle at all, or if it's only changed your mind about buying an electric vehicle such as a truck for trips or towing and whatnot. I've been following the series. I can't say I've watched every single second of it, but I was like, man, this is gonna do some damage to the entire electric market if you're really paying attention. Now, keep in mind, I still love ICE engines. Got a diesel 2500 Denali Duramax. Got V8s and superchargers everywhere. Like I'm that dude. I also have a Hummer EV on order, the SUV. I'm not completely anti electric vehicle, but I can see where if you were on the edge and you watch this video series, you're like, man, I don't want electric anymore. So I made a comment on one of the videos where I said we take our trucks for granted. I can, and I do. I buy my truck and I throw a lift kit on it, and I put bigger rims and bigger tires on it, and then you fill it up with people and you fill it up with gear, and then I slap my toy hauler on the back of it, and you can drive 70 miles an hour down the road, and I can get up north on one tank of gas. I don't know, one tank of fuel, right? It's diesel. And I don't have to ever worry about stopping. I can get to my destination with, a customized truck, driving, driving up 70 miles an hour, not worrying about whatever speed I'm doing, and hauling all this junk and hauling the trailer. And I just get there. And then I can swing down and in 5 minutes fill my tank up again. It's not stressful at all to do that. And I'm watching these guys that, because they put the camper on the truck, it really screwed up the aerodynamics. And nah, man, look at how much their range dropped. Their range sucks. And then, obviously it's Alaska. I think even finding gas stations to an extent as you go further north is going to get harder. But obviously finding charging stations is going to get harder. But the range anxiety, dealing with the charging, and how slow they can charge if they're not at a quick charger. Look, I just if you're towing something, it doesn't seem like electric vehicles are anywhere near ready for that. If you're towing a lot, they're definitely not ready for it. And that's why when I looked at the Hummer EV, my plan was it's going to be a run around town. It's the tops pop off like a Jeep, and something fun to run out to the marina with. A nice summer day. I'm gonna take the Hummer, pop the tops off, and then run out to the Tierra. It's that's what I feel like that's for. I don't know if I would ever take a trip in it. Like the range ain't that great to begin with. It's probably low 200 miles in that thing. But God, if you modified it, you pay the price. You do pay the price when you modify anything. I know you even on a gasoline truck, you lift it and you put bigger rims and tires on it. You do pay some price on mile per gallon, but not to the point to where it's like I got to stop every 100 miles. That was my old FJ Cruiser. It had the world's smallest gas tank, and if I'm towing something, it just had a very underpowered engine for what I needed. I wanted to tow some four wheelers and drive 65, 70. I mean, you're stopping, every 125 miles to fill the FJ Cruiser up. And it's just nice that if you have that Ford, what's that new V10 they got or something, and if you have a diesel engine, it's even better. You got a big tank, you got plenty of power, you don't got to worry about the weight, and it's like I can go do all these things. I can customize my truck and not worry about it. I can throw my toy hauler on the back with 100 gallons of water and 36 gallons of fuel. I can throw, four wheelers or a side by side or a motorcycle in the back of that. I can just load it all up and just go, and not ever have to stop and think, will I have enough range to get to my destination? So it's like you got to really understand the value of us having a regular. The electric trucks right now make me really appreciate my diesel 2500. Now, it doesn't mean if you're just running around town, if you're going on short trips, and you know you can just get there and plug in and charge, you can get quite a bit of range with that truck. I mean, you can go whatever they say, 250 miles safely, maybe 300 miles in that Ford truck. But again, you got to leave it completely bare bone stock, and obviously at what speed you drive is an issue. Can't tow nothing. It's if you want to get that kind of range. And it's one of those things that, yeah, if I just get in my truck and go, I can get like 600 miles out of it if I don't throw a toy hauler in the back or load it down. But can I drive 70 miles an hour, with a bunch of stuff loaded in it, pulling a trailer and get 300 and something miles? Yeah, you can do that. And there's diesel everywhere, so you don't have the range anxiety. In fact, I like buying diesel because you can just pull if you're towing if I got my truck and my toy hauler, you're at 50, I don't know, 60 plus feet or something. I don't even know off the top of my head. You just pull into where the semi trucks pull into to fill up. It's really easy to get in and out of a gas station, and that's one of the reasons why I like buying diesel trucks. Trying to pull into some of these places off of like I-75, and if you got to get in there with a trailer to get to the gas pumps, and the way idiots park, it's really annoying. God, it's nice to just pull into the semi truck area, and then on top of it, those pumps pump so fast. You can put 30 gallons in your truck in probably like a minute and a half. Like those things pump so fast. I love going to the semi truck lanes. But I'm looking for those conveniences when I'm traveling. Traveling sucks as it is, right? That sucks, but you're towing stuff. You're worrying about blowing a tire. It's like all this stuff. It's a little stressful sometimes when you're heading up north. If you're gonna whatever. The last thing I want is more stress about the range anxiety. Will I be able to find somewhere to charge? Will it be a quick charger? How long will I charge? I did just watching what they went through. Yeah, no thanks. If I was living in a big city, electric car sounds great. In fact, I looked at electric car for when I was living in Chicago part-time before COVID. Sounds perfect. We live in a very big country, and we take long trips. And how many people do you know got second homes? Like in the Midwest, like a lot of people got second homes or 3-4 hours north. Sometimes you go south. It's like I don't want to have to stop, and it's nicer to stop, go to the bathroom, fill up, and get out of there. And the quick charges right now, it's pretty quick. It's not too bad. But if you're towing something, man, how often do you got to stop right now? It's not a lot of fun. So anyways, I just watching this series, I just like, man, this is gonna set back. There's this big PR campaign that anywhere you go on Twitter or social media, electric, and there's absolutely only positives and absolutely no downfalls. And it's like, I don't know if that's true. This really highlighted a lot of the real world downfalls if you're an active person in the outdoors and you're towing, you're camping. Like if you're doing any of that kind of stuff, I just don't know. They make it seem cool, like on the Rivian, you pull the grill out at the campsite and you can grill for everybody. Like that was never really an issue before. I cook over the fire. Everyone's got like a Weber Q400 or whatever or some kind of. That was never. I don't need to buy a truck. I don't need to buy a truck because the grill pops out the side of it. And I can use the electric grill. I don't really care. Can the Rivian even tow a small toy hauler and get up north in a reasonable amount of time? It seems like a really cool truck to go to work back and forth and run to the grocery store and maybe take short trips, but it's not the truck that I really see, like, throwing something on the back of it and, running up north with it without major inconvenience. But, if you look at social media and Twitter and everything that's going on, it seems like, there's only positives. I'm like, this series highlights a lot of the negatives. If you take long trips, if you add on any kind of customization like a camper, who knows about the wheels and tires, what effect that would have. If you're towing something, the pains of charging, and there's a lot of stuff in these videos that's like, man, the OEMs don't want you to see this right now. So great series by TFL. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out. I'm still following along. But I think this is stuff that a lot of us already knew. Just to see it live on camera, I think will be a wake-up call. And when I made the comment about how much we should appreciate our current trucks because we don't have to worry about driving only 50 miles an hour to try to save on range because we're going to run out of electricity. We don't have to worry about the wheels and tires of the camper. It's like we know it's going to knock the gas mileage down, but we're still going to get to our destination. I think we're lucky that you throw on a lift kit, throw on tires, fill up the bed, and throw on a toy hauler and go and still get there without stopping 4 times. And then you had the comments coming out that are kind of like, oh, your truck can go 3,500 miles without stopping. Look, dude, that's not what I said to begin with. And I think common sense knows that unless you got a whole gigantic gas tank in the bed of your truck, no one's going 3,500 miles. There's these people that have to jump on and just defend electric no matter what. And I don't understand it. There's things that you can't argue about, but we want to argue about them still. The fact is, the range sucks on this truck when you throw a camper on it. The fact is, the further away you get from major metro areas, the harder it is to find electric charging stations. Why can't we acknowledge that? I don't understand why we got to get defensive. And why does it got to be one or the other? Someone made a good comment. Why does it have to be all electric and nothing? Why can't we just replace some of the stuff with electric where it makes sense and still allow people to buy ICE engines where it also makes sense? I don't understand why we have to just get so defensive. What are we fighting for? Are we a bunch of gang members right now? We trying to beat each other up with ball peen hammers at a Starbucks over territory? Why do we got to fight against electric versus gas and diesel? In fact, who's making you want to go fight that fight? I don't want to fight that fight. I want to own both because it seems like that makes the most sense. Anyways, great series. Make sure you check it out.